So, people wasn't expecting this live, and I like to do some of my stuff unpredictably. Um, I I've been seeing a lot of the news going on right now, and I've noticed it's been getting really bad in the world, like to a whole nother level. With the standoff with Kosovo and Serbia, to Albania saying they're going to step into that conflict, to Russia saying they're going to help Serbia. There is a lot going on right now that people should probably get prepared for, like big time. We got a little bit of time left, not a lot of time left, like very short. Um, we just activated the Space Force in South Korea. We has This is the first time that we have done something like that overseas. They are the first ones to receive help from the Space Force to watch North Korea, China, and Russia, just because all three of them are working together. Iran is starting to act up in the Middle East. They're receiving new weaponry. They have hypersonics now, and they're becoming a really dangerous entity to deal with. And they're making it. All these countries are making it hard to count for the United States to counter. It's like when we think we got it in order, then they get even more help. My point is, our alliance right now in NATO is collapsing, and it's collapsing fast. It's collapsing fast. It's not going to get better anytime soon, guys, at all. If it ever even gets better. I know I don't want to put it like that, and I don't want to seem like doom and gloom, but we may never return back to normal again, and that's reality. That's reality. We may not ever get back to that point. This is about to get really fucked up. We don't have much time left. Russia is deploying their nukes right now. They're already setting up their yars, meaning that they're probably getting really close to that nuclear strike moment. I don't know how long Russia's going to be patient. They have told y'all, they have told the world what their red lines are. They have made it very well and clear what those red lines were. And if the West would have crossed over, which they crossed over most of them, but there's certain red lines that Russia will not deal with, and that's a no-fly zone in Ukraine. They won't deal with that shit. They're not about to deal with a no-fly zone in Ukraine. Yes, sending the Patriot air defense systems is pretty much putting up a no-fly zone in Ukraine. These can detect Russia's new advanced planes and shoot them down out of the sky. Russia was sneaking these planes in and out of the Ukraine war. But imagine if their high-tech, very expensive planes just start getting blown up. Now that this rumor came out, they started setting up their nukes. That's supposed to be for display on the December 17th. So keep your eyes out on that. We don't have a lot of time left. I can't stress it enough, and I do hope this get better, but it don't look like it is. So we have a standoff with Serbia and Kosovo. Kosovo is on NATO's side. They already got peacekeeping troops within Kosovo. They also have EU LEX troops or uh, peacekeeping in there as well. There is Russia is on Serbia's side. They have been helping Serbia for years, and they already said they will make sure Serbia has their security guarantees. So let me look this up on here right now about the United States doing the same for Kosovo. They said that they will guarantee Kosovo's security guarantees because they are a very important ally to us. The United States don't like to let their allies down. Well, in certain situations. We have North Korea getting ready to test a nuclear that just came out again today, and South Korea saying there will be a good response to that. I think this is why NATO's setting up some more with this. I've been preparing with him for 2 years, so what's the next step? If you already been preparing, then the next step is just to get ready for the impact. That's the next step. If you're already prepared, just be prepared for the day where it goes down. And what I mean by that is prepare yourself mentally. It's one thing to prepare yourself physically with goods that's going to last you for a long time, but people also need to mentally be able to handle this mess too. Not a lot of people can handle war. Shit. You can ask our veterans. They know off the rip how war is and how dangerous it is and how crazy it is. So, yeah, if this comes over here to America, yeah, you need to get yourself ready mentally. Not everybody's going to be able to handle this. This is why they brush it off. We are weeks away from war. I already told y'all my warning that I got from the Marine that it was supposed to happen in January. It's supposed to come up in the beginning of January. I put my deadline for December because I see a lot of things happening this month fast. I mean, we're only in the 12th, right? No, the 14th. We're on the 14th now. The 14th. And we already are like steps away from World War. We have the Pope warning of the end of the world just a couple days ago. We have Russia saying that the next steps in Ukraine are nuclear. And I actually about to put that on here too. Hold on. So I'm setting all this up real quick. But yeah, Russian commander said the next steps in Ukraine are nuclear. Because they cannot fight NATO conventionally in Ukraine. And I told y'all they can't fight NATO conventionally at all. He said, we know our standards. The next steps in Ukraine will be nuclear. That just came out today. Right after NATO said there was going to be World War III. Russia primes nuclear bombs 12 times more powerful than the one dropped in Hiroshima. That's all over the news right now. See, now everybody's talking about Russia deploying their nukes. They're just saying, oh, nothing's going to happen. There's a low chance of nuclear war. There's no this is all rhetoric and posturing. Now Russia's deploying their nukes. And these are the yards. These ain't the little tactical nukes and all that. No, these are nukes. These are the ones that was met. The Pope said it was the end. Yep. We're in the last days. Y'all better wake up now. We're in the last days. It ain't much time left at all. I'm not religious. I've told you guys this over and over. But if you got a chance to find your higher power, find Jesus or Buddha, whoever you believe in, you better find them now. You better find your peace now. And if you make it, just try your best out there, man. A lot of people are dying. Yeah, getting executed. A lot of people are protesting, getting shot. A lot of countries giving up on their people, running out of stuff. No lights, no nothing, just no power. We've never seen the world this bad, ever. And, modern history, never. This is going to be worse than World War II. World War III is hyping up bad. Big time. All right, next step in Ukraine is nuclear. All right, so I hope everybody's day is good. I had to do a surprise live on YouTube because I see that things are breaking apart. And I can speak more freely on YouTube and tell you guys that, hey, yeah, something's coming. A war in nuclear war is coming off the rip. The warning of it. I don't know how deep in nuclear war they're going to be. I don't know how many of these weapons they're going to be putting up in the air. But I could definitely tell you that both sides are getting ready for nuclear war. Russia is underestimating the United States. Well, at least I hope. I pray Russia's underestimating the United States. Because they also put out today that the West is not taking us seriously, so it'll be an easier nuclear war for them. But I just don't think anybody wins nuclear war. You send one to a country and it comes right back home. That don't sound like winning to me. All right. They said TikTok is about to be taken down. Is this true? Yes, there's a bill on the table in the Congress right now to take down TikTok. Bipartisan bill by Democrats and Republicans, meaning that this is most likely going to pass. Has to go through Congress, then go through Senate, then go to Biden's signature. Then it'll be completely banned from the United States. Kyiv is also prepared for nuclear war, and I'm not even going to be funny. They're getting their go bags ready. They're getting stuff supplied. I don't know if I should say this on YouTube. And they're preparing for orgies. As weird as that sound. Yes, Ukraine is getting... They said if a nuke dropped in their country, they were going to have one big orgy. That's why I said I wasn't going to be funny. But a dead-ass serious, they did say that. They said they're going to get the go bags and do that and then have a big orgy. And I'm like, wow. Okay. Crazy. I only said that because it just popped up on the freaking screen. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I better bring that up too. Beyond the next steps, Russia territorial operates sanctuary down. Yeah, it's gotten that far. It's really gotten that far. Okay, Russia targets Kyiv with drones. We already know about that. I'm trying to find the one about the commander talking about this. Let me put Russian commander. Okay. Russian commander suggests nukes is the only option to win war. Yep, here it is. Okay. Go around. You're the only one notice only the real one come to the YouTube live. Yeah, we got a lot of people in here today. My YouTube lives are up and down. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not so good. All right. A Russian commander suggested that using nuclear weapons may be the only way that Russia can win or can be victorious in the war, in its war against Ukraine. The remarks come more than 9 months after Vladimir Putin launched the Ukraine invasion, hoping for a quick win against the Eastern European neighbor. However, Ukraine's spirited defense efforts and Western help and military aid have also blunted Moscow's military gains. Going down, the commander of Russia's Donetsk militia pointed to nuclear weapons as one way Russia could win the war during an appearance on state TV. Video of its appearance was translated and posted to Twitter by BBC reporter Francis Garr. He said Russian military authorities realize their resources and have their limits, suggesting that they may turn to nuclear weapons to defeat Ukraine. Everyone realizes the next spiral of escalation can only be nuclear stage of war. Russia could deploy nuclear weapons if NATO crosses certain boundaries and becomes directly involved in the military conflict. So far, the West has limited its involvement in the war, supplying Ukraine humanitarian and military support, as sending troops would lead to an escalation of war. That's why the Patriot air defense systems will lead to war, because NATO already said they would send their personnel in there. They would send their military personnel in there. We don't have the ability. We're a country that is now fighting the entire Western world. We don't have the resources to defeat the NATO bloc with conventional means, he said. But we have nuclear weapons for that. We built them specifically for such situations. That is why is only one option. Sorry, some of this stuff is worded really weirdly. Really weirdly. Not me trying to type the screen. Oh no, you gotta click like on the actual thing. Yeah, click like on the actual thing. Austin. Okay. This is another one, and this has been all over the news that the Pentagon is preparing to send the Patriot missile systems to Ukraine. Off the rip, this is a big deal because, like I said before, they would have to send in NATO personnel for this. This is way too expensive to be sending to Ukraine without being supervised. So you don't want Ukraine giving these to the wrong person, because we know it's been kind of back and forth. Ukraine has been using some weapons, but somehow some weapons have been up on the black market. And the West has been getting really pissed off about that, which is why they've been sending their troops inside of Ukraine. I could say it on here. Yes, the United States troops are in Ukraine, disguised as inspectors, you can call it. They were not sent from the. They was not sent from the embassies in Kyiv. They were sent from the border with Romania. Y'all remember there was a group on the border of Romania that said they were ready to fight the next day. They were, on certain situations, they were going to enter Ukraine. I bet you, because not even 2 to 3 weeks later, somehow we got inspectors inside of Ukraine. Yeah, we're sending in personnel. These are not military personnel. Boots are not in the ground, but these are inspectors. Okay. Okay, yeah, look, we've heard that shit before. And then it ends up with 1,000. Then it ends up with a 10,000. Then it ends up to 100,000. Now y'all at full blown war. Now we don't know how this all started. Like, yeah, dude, they're in there. Just like the British just admitted that they sent troops to Ukraine. As I'm about to put that in here as well. Show y'all all of them. Poland did too. Poland's troops are in there too. Watch this. Poland troops, Ukraine. Watch this. Just put it like this. I can't do the past 24 hours all time. Got to do it all time. Oh, wait. I think I got to go to DuckDuckGo. Yeah, I forgot. Google is really, really censor. They got a lot of censorship. So I might have to do DuckDuckGo. All right, Poland. All right, there we go. That's much better. All right, 2 battalions of the Polish army entered the territory of Ukraine. Let's see. Now Russia threatens Poland, kills 30 Polish fighters in Ukraine. Yeah, this has been going on for a while, by the way. Some of these are foreign fighters and some of these are not foreign fighters. Some of these guys are mercenaries. Some of these guys are people that left the military and just went into Ukraine. So these guys are experienced with NATO weapons that they've been trying to train Ukraine on. And y'all wonder why Ukraine learned how to use these weapons so freaking fast? Because NATO has people in there that knows how to use this equipment. They are also giving intelligence to these people to hit Russians in certain areas. I am not saying NATO's the bad guy because they are fully at war with Russia. I've been saying this. Ukraine is at war with Russia. With war, there's no rules, and people need to accept that and stop trying to down people that spread the truth. Russia knows this. They know this. They've been knew this. This is why they kept saying this. People didn't know this because they don't tell us. I mean, they do, but people don't really pay attention to it. And then they deny it when it's on the world stage. Like if they have their briefings and they get asked, hey, is there U.S. troops inside of Ukraine? No, there's not. And we will never send U.S. troops inside of Ukraine. They are not a NATO member. But somehow we got personnel from almost, 4 different NATO countries inside of Ukraine. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the British. UK. I think this one came out a couple days ago. Wait, hundreds of UK... Oh, that was 2021. Okay. Yes, right here. The UK admits it sent troops to Ukraine. That was on the Russian news, and that was on ours as well. I just got to filter this real quick. Got to make it for this week. Let's try that. Yes, UK admits that it sent troops to Ukraine. British general admits UK troops deployed to Ukraine. So I'll show y'all multiple sources so y'all know I'm not on BS. But yeah, this is legit. Oh, thank you, Matt, for the donation, man. Thank you. Britain general admits that UK troops to Ukraine. They deployed troops to Ukraine. Russia has long claimed that NATO personnel are taking part of the conflict. Now it's starting to add together why they kept saying that. And NATO kept saying, no, we're not at war. There are no troops in Ukraine. But now, months later, now y'all admit it. That's the thing. We won't know. They won't tell us the hard shit that they're doing. They tell us the little lowball shit to keep us calm. They won't tell you the major stuff they're doing. British Royal Marines have conducted a Marines? Y'all sent the Marines into Ukraine? I saw the troops, but y'all sent the Marine. Oh, heck no. Thank you, Preston, for the donation. Okay, dang, that's a whole nother level, bro. Wow. Okay, well, now Russia knows this. Anyways, let me continue reading. The British Royal Marines conducted a high-risk operations in Ukraine in April. Lieutenant General Robert has admitted, according to the report in the Times on Tuesday. Wow. Okay, so now at this point, nobody can rule anything out. If you're willing to send the Marines into Ukraine, bro, what else have y'all sent in there? Y'all sent the Navy probably there too? Was y'all part of the operation to blow up the Russian show? Oh, wait. Or did y'all help striking the Crimean Bridge? Sabotage of the pipelines to start war? Nah, that could have been Russia. That could have easily been Russia, but it could have been them too. I know Russia was definitely the one that snipped the cable lines, the little internet lines under the sea, the sub cables, I think they call them. Yeah, Russia snipped 2 of them right by the UK. Man, what happened to not many things until years later when everything cooled down? Right. Like everything's still heated up. They're acting like we're about to chill out and jump out of this war. No, this is getting bad. This is getting really bad. Now we got a space program right by China. We're doing our space program right by them. Oh yeah, let me show y'all that. Yeah, for South Korea. Watch this. South Korea. United States military creates space unit in South Korea amid North Korean threats. The U.S. military has formally launched a Space Force unit in South Korea. Space Force unit. Damn, I didn't know we were doing that. I thought the Space Force was just for space. I didn't know we was going to have countries in this shit. A move that will likely enable Washington to better monitor its rivals North Korea, China, and Russia. Because they all share a border with North Korea. All of them. Oh, man. This can easily go bad. This is going to be really bad. All right. And then right here, the U.S. military firmly launched a Space Force unit in South Korea on Wednesday, a move that will likely enable Washington to better monitor its rivals, North Korea, China, and Russia. The activation of the U.S. Space Forces in Korea.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's that tornado from earlier. I mean, yeah, yep. I did hear about that. It came after North Korea test fired a barrage of nuclear-capable ballistic missiles designed to strike the United States mainland and its allies, South Korea and Japan, in recent months. Just 48 miles north of us exists a essential threat. A threat that we must be prepared to defend against, and if required, defeat. Whoa, what the fuck? Whoa. I already got that. I know exactly what you mean. Wow. He said deter, defend against, and defeat if required. So yeah, you guys are really preparing for this war, huh? He apparently referred to North Korea, who is heavily fortified border with South Korea is just an hour's drive from Seoul. South's capital. Yeah, well, if you're talking central threat up north. Oh, yeah, he's talking about North Korea then. Yeah, he's talking about North Korea. If he would have just said north, I would have put all of them in that category, but it said 48 miles north. So, yeah, that's definitely North Korea. Another thing, show y'all that Russia's loading this missile real quick. And there's new articles on, actually, yeah, let me do the Russia one first, and then I'll do the Serbia. We'll check on Serbia, see what's going on with that. Then I'll finish talking to you guys on here. I wanted to make this one a little fast, because I still got videos I got to post on TikTok, too. So let me show y'all real quick. Russia's losing Ukraine. Okay, let's see. Putin raised. Yeah, here it is. It's already on our news now. The New York Post is now reporting on this. So here we go. Putin readies massive Yars nuclear missile capable of hitting the United States and the UK. Hopefully this fixes up. Russian tyrant Vladimir Putin has reasserted his nuclear threat against the West by appearing to prepare for combat. Use of massive nuclear missile that is capable of hitting both the United States and the UK. Footage released Wednesday shows the installation of the massive Russian Yars rocket into a silo military compound in the Kaluga, southwest of Russia. The intercontinental ballistic missile has a range of 7,500 miles, and it was installed in a silo launch pad using a special transport and loading unit. And I think this is the video right here. Let me see if I can get this bigger. All right, and that's where that one cuts.
At Crutchfield, we sell stuff that
I'm good. Okay, anyways. The Yars complex has a capacity 12 times greater than the American bomb that destroyed Hiroshima, Russian newspaper reported. In October, amidst the high tensions over the war with Ukraine, Putin oversaw the launch of similar Yars missile to test Russia's response to a possible nuclear attack. They must know that something is about to happen for sure. Russia has reportedly been showing off its atomic weapons ahead of the annual Strategic Missile Forces Day on December 17th. Military Force Commander Alexei said the latest drill was meant to send a message to the West, since both the United States and Europe are within the missile's range. The importance of this operation lies in the fact that the missile will be put on combat duty on schedule. The homeland would get another nuclear missile weapon, which will make it possible to solve any task at a strategic level. The Russian Ministry of Defense said Wednesday it took several hours for the missile to be installed in the silo using a special transport and loading unit. The missile is ongoing renovations. And Putin's been missing. That's another problem. He's gone. People say he's undergoing surgery, and others saying that he might be in his bunker. But yeah, Putin's going through some troubles. If you missed this live, the good thing about YouTube Lives is it will replay. I will save these, and these do replay. So don't worry, you guys have not missed anything. All right, thank you. I was trying to get off of that website. Okay. Now, let's see if there's anything going on with Serbia. All right, gotta filter this because someone says there was a couple things that happened today that they're not talking about. I gotta put Kosovo too. Otherwise, they'll put other things that's on there. There we go. Teach you guys how to look up some of this stuff. Albanians take Serb vacated council seats in divided town. Okay. I did hear about that 15 hours ago. Serbia and Kosovo at the brink of war on TVP. Another standoff between the United States and Russia. That's why I keep bringing this up. Oh, yep, this is what I was talking about here. This is the Washington talking about they have Serbia's security. I mean, not Serbia, Kosovo's security guarantees. U.S. envoy says Washington categorically against the Serb troops in Kosovo because the Serbs was asking them NATO to send troops there. Washington is categorically against the idea floated by Belgrade to allow Serbian troops to return to the troubled town in north of Kosovo. We are categorically against it. We categorically reject this. We don't support it at all. I also want to say that Kosovo has a very strong security guarantees from the United States of America. Right there. Kosovo declared oh yeah, and this is just a little backdrop in the story. They always do this at the bottom of articles, telling y'all the history and how, most of this happened and, why they're beefing. Bulgaria threatens the Netherlands and Austria with countermeasures. Aren't they all three NATO members? How long was this ago? Hold on. How long was this ago? Was this today? No, this was December 6th. Dang, Bulgaria threatens Netherlands and Austria. So it's more division in NATO than I thought. Well, I guess that would be the EU too, huh? Over Schengen accession, acting prime minister on Monday, adding that the common sense may prevail in the remaining days until a crucial vote is taken. Bulgaria, Romania, and Croatia are all ready to join the passport-free. Okay. So this is a different kind of beef that they're having right now. What is the flight tracker called that you use? What are you talking about? ADS B Exchange, this one right here? That's the one I use. Checks literally everything. There was 2 Doomsday planes up in the air earlier. There was like 6 762s, which I think those are refuelers. And then we had a F-16 up. We had an F-15 up from the Netherlands. Let me see. We had a bunch of P-8s up. I think they said 11 P-8s. Yeah, P-8s. And they're still up in the air now. Still up in the air. Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. DEFCON levels are still the same as they were before. Still the same. It has not changed yet. Even though there's more going on now, and it probably should change, but it has not yet. Still 3, they won't tell us till it's too late. Facts. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot on here. It's a lot on here. Doesn't DC have a restricted airspace? Yes. Yeah, it does. Look at all them planes there. Yeah, I know. Interesting. Yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot going on. All right. North Korea. That's what I was supposed to look up earlier. North Korea's test, because I just figured that one out about that one. Oh yeah. Then we have Turkey who just threatened to strike Greece with a missile. Like, come on, man. If there was any time for Russia to be like, oh, this is our perfect chance to attack NATO while they're fighting against each other, this would be probably the right time while they're already, not wanting a war with Russia. The United States is full-blown for it. Other NATO members are like, nah, bro, back off. We kind of need them, or we kind of want some kind of partnership. We don't want to be blown to bits. Because let's be real. I mean, these guys get some nukes at them, then that's that. That is that. Oh, sorry. That nothing's going to happen is out the window, buddy. That's so last year. We're in a new year, man. That's the last era. You might have said that the last era, but this era is way different than the last one. I know people really want to believe nothing's going to happen, but it's here, guys. If you're going to keep putting the illusion in the head then I guess go ahead with that. All we can do is wait and see, right? Right. Okay. On that note, I wanted to just come on here to talk about the important stuff because people really wanted my view on this, and people really are worried about everything, man. So I mean, we're here, guys. This is ground zero. This is what people have been questioning, people's been waiting for, and it'll get worse from there. But pray and hope that our world changes this around. Let's hope that, these humans are really not that wild, man, to do that. We are still here. We're still alive. We still got a lot of people in this world right now that are moving on and evolving and are growing. They're growing. We have this world really, it was really expanding. Maybe some people say it's the wrong direction. Maybe some people say it's the right, but it's the fact that life is still going on. People are still blessed with life. The world is still an important place. Without this world, there's nothing we can do. No recaps. You'll see the recap when I end the live. All these lives save. YouTube lives, I don't do recaps because it saved the lives. So that would just be interrupting my live to do that. I want to see if there's anything new on these. Yeah, I'm not too scared about myself either, because I know, at the end of the day, if worse come to worse, I'll be able to see my mom again. But at the same time, if I live, I'll be here for my son. So I'm not worried either way. Extraordinary dangerous times for the world warms the arm. Oh, shoot. Is this from the UK? This is why I went to the UK's. Okay, let's see. Extraordinary dangerous times for the world warns the armed forces chief. We are facing a generational struggle for the future and global order. Oh boy. The world is going through an extraordinary dangerous time as war rages in Europe and confrontations escalate between the West and China. North Korea and Iran, the head of Britain's armed forces, have warned. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has seen a naked aggression and territorial expansion with extraordinary vilifications and hatred, ethnic subhumans, labeling, and war crimes, including summary executions. The war means millions are put at the risk of famine. While further afield, hundreds of millions are suffering the pressure of the increased energy prices, inflation, job losses, and consequences that will follow, whether mentally or physically. The defense staff told the audience that the Royal United Services Institute in London that the violence of Russia's invasion has been accompanied by nuclear threats, nuclear anxiety, crazy nuclear debates, and whether a tactical nuclear weapon can be distinguished from strategic nuclear weapons, as a corner Vladimir Putin lashes out. The nuclear specter is not limited to Kremlin, the admiral warned. Iran has rapidly been developing a nuclear program. Then there is North Korea, pouring bile and anger on its neighbor, mixing rhetoric with over 60 ballistic missile launches this year. 23 of those were in a single day. Despite this gloomy assessment, he said there is a reason for Britain and the West to be optimistic. Extraordinary times call for an extraordinary response. And that is why Russia is losing and the free world is winning. And this attempt to divide the world, Mr. Putin has unintentionally assembled an extraordinary collision of democracies against him. It is as if he has illuminated what our beliefs really mean and entail. We can take confidence from the response because the response is affirming a perilous nature of using violence and military instrument as a means to achieve political goals. This is profound. It has a resonance around the globe and makes us all safer at heart. Dang, that's a lot of statement. China poses a different danger, but is a supporter of Russia, whether at the United Nations or taking advantage of cheap energy, says the admiral. It has also substantially increased its nuclear arsenal and strengthened its armed forces. Beijing is its military might in the Indo-Pacific, and the brazen claims of 80% of South China Sea, and plundering of fishing grounds and the denial of protein to the neighboring states, aggression seen towards Taiwan or protests in Hong Kong. The lesson from 2022 is to recognize that we are a part of the generational struggle for the future in the global order. And the alternative to thinking big and to thinking on a global scale is that we become introspective, cautious nation that looks the other way. But we see what happens when countries look away. They are emboldened, rules get broken, economic turmoil, and global insecurity follow. We all pay the price. We're all still paying the price. And that's it? Yeah, that's it. Wow. That's a big, big warning. Dang. This is getting wild, guys. Hey, that's from the man himself. That came straight from him. Biden stated, oh shoot, hold on. Biden stated the condition to provide Ukraine with Patriot missiles. Oh boy. Biden stated the condition to provide Ukraine with the Patriot missiles going down. The U.S. is poised to officially announce the transfer of the Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine. Yesterday, December 13th, the American media reported on the plans of the United States top officials to authorize the supply of the type of air defense capability to Ukraine Patriot anti-missile system. The announcement is expected to come soon as Thursday, from what I heard. Although, according to the article published by the Washington Post, in a while afterwards, the senior administration official said Biden will sign off on the plan to give Ukraine the Patriot systems only after the Pentagon has answered all the questions about training and maintenance and logistics of a transfer and its effort on the United States military readiness. As noted, the Pentagon is currently working on a training program for the Ukrainian and military personnel, which, according to earlier reports, they should undergo in Germany with duration of more than 6 months. The systems itself are most likely to be withdrawn from the storage, not from service and operational units of the United States military. This is going to be the most challenging piece of equipment that Ukraine has received to date. If Ukrainians had a year or two to absorb the Patriot, that would not be a problem. My guess is that the Pentagon is very nervous about this, said Mark F. Kenshin, a retired U.S. military officer, while researching the weapons supply to Ukraine. And this is supposed to be them in action.
The primary surface-to-air missile system, or SAM, in use by the United States Army, is the MIM-104 Patriot. The phased array tracking radar to intercept the target component of the missile has given the name to the U.S. Army's primary high-civilian air defense, or HIMARS system.
Let's go, keep going.
Having been tasked with the Army's anti-ballistic missile system
Wow.
as its primary mission, the Patriot uses high-performance radar and an advanced aerial interceptor missile to destroy enemy aircraft and weapons.
On the other hand, we should not forget the Ukrainian military's unparalleled ability to learn new weapons, even the most sophisticated ones. Ukrainian Air Force specialists have successfully mastered such advanced air systems like the IRIS-T and the NASAMs, which are these weapons are already showing de facto 100% effectiveness against the Russian missile attacks. I wouldn't say 100% where they're still destroying infrastructure. Y'all keep saying that Ukraine is losing more and more power and we need to send more and more weapons. So that don't sound 100% to me. That sounds probably like 50% to 60%, or maybe 70%, you know, because y'all say a few of these missiles get past. See, and when people hear that, they take that to heart. They be like, yeah, they did 100% accuracy. No, that doesn't sound like 100% because Ukraine wouldn't be getting hit. And they got these deployed around. But let's see what the Patriot missile defense systems do, because Russia said those would be main targets. They're going to blow those up off the rip. And the NATO personnel that's going to deliver them into Ukraine. So, yeah, let's see how that works out. All right, some more pictures of these. That was a nice picture. And another one. Once deployed to Ukraine, the Patriot surface-to-air missiles or systems would be another powerful asset of the air defense medium range, up to 80 kilometers, to help protect critical civilian infrastructure and military facilities from a Russian missile attack. What they're not putting in here is these will also attack Russian high-tech planes that is not supposed to be detected by the NASAMs and the IRIS. Okay. Moscow said it could. Here it is. Okay, Moscow did return. Okay, they returned the message. What'd they say? Ukraine latest. Moscow says it could target the United States supplied Patriot systems. Transfer will mark the provocative step by Washington, says the Russian embassy. The Russian invasion of Ukraine. Okay, that's just a recap. Ukrainian forces are mounting a strong counteroffensive against Russian troops, reclaiming territory lost when Moscow launched its invasion. Okay, I just want to get to the statements that he made. I hate when they do the whole big recap because they do that in every article. Okay, Vladimir Putin at 7:30 a.m. on December 15th, meaning it's over there right now. So this is recent. This is definitely recent. Secretary Dmitry Peskov said that any Patriot missiles the U.S. sent to Ukraine will become legitimate targets for an attack by Russian forces. CNN and Reuters, citing the officials, have reported that Washington's finalizing plans to supply the advanced missile defense systems to Ukraine. A decision that could be made as early as this week. Equipped with sophisticated radar, the Patriot system will be able to shoot down planes and ballistic missiles. Thank you. You guys actually reported. That's why I do international news. The U.S. over here just saying it shoots down missiles. No, it shoots down planes too. High-tech jets, everything. Or modern. I'll just say modern jets and everything. Such a transfer will be another provocative step by the Biden administration that may lead to unpredictable consequences. Russian embassy in Washington saying in a statement. Wow. Unpredictable consequences. Now this is getting a little interesting. All right, the Ukrainian defense minister rules out an early resumption of a ceasefire talks with Russia, saying that we will be ready to sit down at the negotiating table after the Russian troops completely withdraw from Ukraine territory. During the online interview, they make clear on its petition that Ukraine would not agree to talks until Russia withdrew from all of Ukraine, including from Crimean Peninsula. and eastern regions of Ukraine, which Moscow has occupied since 2014. Wow. So they're not going to talk. Yep. I mean, this, guys, if they're not willing to talk, then this goes closer to World War III. And I've been saying this because now the world's gearing up for World War III. Now NATO's like, okay, guys, we can't stock Ukraine with weapons forever. We're going to have to get ready for war. It'll be easier to just take out the Russian Navy and Army ourselves, even though it risks nuclear conflict, but we're just going to have to call them on their bluff. I think that's pretty much where it's at this point. They're tired of hearing the nuclear rhetoric. They're tired of Russia destroying their infrastructure in Ukraine. They're tired of all the sabotages that's suddenly happening on NATO territory and on Russian territory now. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're tired of those ones. I mean, people are wondering how all these fires are starting. I'm like, well, we got laser weapons now, guys. You put these lasers on these on certain areas, and it could cause explosions. It could cause fires. It could cause all types of shit. Because all these fires start off unexpectedly, and there be sometimes multiple in one day. And I know that's not just a coincidence. There's no freaking way that this has been happening this often. We had 120 food plants on fire this year. 120, bro. That's a coincidence? The first time ever that we've ever had that many on fire? Russia, as soon as they launched their hypersonic ship, y'all remember, it blew up. Reasons unknown. It blew up as soon as they launched it. They were so happy to launch that ship. It blew up the next day. St. Petersburg's had facilities on fire a couple times in oil depots or oil rigs. You tell me. Poland, we already know about that. Then a car explosion in Poland too. There was that car explosion that happened too. So I mean, what else? What else? The letters going out, blowing up. There was one bomb letter that went out and blew up. Other letters had like animal shit in it and stuff. Like, yeah, we already know who's doing all this stuff. This is mad beef. They're beefing with each other now. This is real beef. NATO don't think of Russia as a ally. They think of them as an enemy. And if your enemy threatens you so many times, then you start to prepare to fight with them. Just like in reverse. If you keep getting closer to your enemy, then eventually they're going to start doing things to counter you. Just saying. Continuing on. I figured I would try to reach the hour mark anyway, even though I said I was going to end early. I'm at least trying to make it to an hour. U.S. said it's ready to supply Ukraine with the defense. Dang, all of this is coming out now. Wow. Okay, yeah, all right. EU condemns Turkey's threat to launch missile attack on Greece. Yeah, I bet you all are not liking that. Because if Turkey fights Greece, that's going to show ununity, and Russia's going to make their move off rip. Oh, yeah, India. India and China had a fight as well. I'm going to put that on here, too. Yeah. Sorry, I was looking up some UK rappers earlier. I was trying to get hip to them. Let's see. India and China. China clash. All right. There should be a video on here. They were just showing it earlier. Oh, I got my cap on. I was wondering why I typed up like that. What the heck? Oh, man. Clash. There we go. All right. Now y'all can see this.
Rare video of a
Yeah, I don't know why it popped up down there. This ain't my phone. I don't need that.
rare video of a border clash between Indian and Chinese troops has gone viral on social media. Indian officials have not confirmed the video. The clash occurred on December 9 in northeastern India's Arunachal Pradesh state, near the border.
All the fighting.
Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said, Chinese soldiers tried to cross the line of actual control, which served as the de facto Himalayan border between India and China. A Chinese military spokesperson said it was Indian troops who crossed the border.
据我们了解，目前中印边境局势总体平稳，双方一直通过外交和军事渠道就涉边。
China's trying to dumb it down to say that they're finding solutions. This is not solution. You see people flipping and everything.
Into skirmishes. The two countries fought a war over the border in 1962.
This is after they beat up all the Chinese. Yep, they went back right after that. That's crazy. China, they bold though. China bold, man. They walked up to them. They said, fuck it, we're going to pass this border. They just started beating the crap out of each other with sticks, and then China retreated after they got their butts kicked. They're like, yeah, okay. Give us a couple more weeks to train. We'll be back. They used stun guns. They used bricks. They used sticks. And yeah, that's in their fist. In their fist. Crazy. All right. Oh, wait. Dang it. Now I just went back again. My bad. Wrong one. I went back on the wrong one. There's also a lot on 24/7 War News right now. A lot going on there that's being reported between Serbia and the Russia situation and NATO. I know a lot of people from Off Grid's channel checks out War News. He was the one that got me hip to it. He was the channel that, got me hip to that. Because I didn't hear about War News until he really brought it up. I think the first time he brought it up, I didn't pay much attention to the website. And then when I started seeing that they were actually letting out the news before our news, then I started checking it out. I was like, holy crap. And I used to post Off Grid's videos all the time. I'm going to start posting them again, show a little support to him. He needs the love, man. Everybody here that's promoting this stuff does right now. But yeah, they do. They are preparing a sweeping offensive from Lviv. Elite Belarusian forces with new tactical signs were deployed on the border with Ukraine. Oh yeah, so there's a new article talking about Belarus now. So Belarus got stuff on the northern border, which I knew they were building up on there. They're building up by Poland too. Poland's building up by Belarus and by Kaliningrad. For some reason, there's a rumor that Poland's going to attack Kaliningrad. We'll have to wait and see, but that would be a direct war with Russia off the rip. That's their territory. All commands of Belarusian armed forces are on standby. At 8 kilometers from the border with Ukraine, elite Belarusian forces were deployed bearing new insignia, tactical marks. This fact and the large transfer of forces to the Ukrainian border has also raised alarm bells in Kyiv. Elite Belarusian forces have marked with red squares and equipment driven to the border with Ukraine. Usually regular signs are planned before the start of hostilities. Yep, because Russia put up the Z right before they went into Ukraine. I remember that. They had Z on all their tanks. And everybody's like, oh, what does the Z mean? What does the Z mean? Everything indicates that the first target of the joint Russian-Belarusian offensive will be Lviv, Luhansk, Rivne, Zhytomyr. Those 4 regions. An attack is being prepared for Kyiv from the second axis with the aim to siege it. Without electricity and the supply routes cut off, those civilians and soldiers left in the Ukraine capital will not stand. According to the information so far, the Belarusian military command has deployed the airborne forces of the 38th Brigade on the border with Ukraine. Ukrainian sources say another unit has been deployed towards the Ukrainian border. A large convoy with equipment of the 103rd MTR Brigade of the Belarusian Armed Forces. Wow, this is it is also striking that a unit of the Donetsk forces, namely Diesel Battalion, is participating in a major military readiness exercise in Belarus. Really? That is interesting. He will swallow Ukraine. Oh, no. Never mind. I can't do that on YouTube like I usually do on TikTok. I usually make jokes on TikTok, but I'll keep it mature for YouTube. Okay.
Штурмовой батальон приведен в высшую степень боевой готовности в штате мирного времени. Задача
Yeah, I definitely can't understand you, buddy.
выдвинуться в назначенный район, осуществить охрану и оборону.
Anything else? Okay. Wow. And then let's go down.
То есть те воинские части, которые в первую очередь будут решать задачи в соответствии с предназначением в случае обострения.
They're wearing white gear too.
Как на границах Республики Беларусь, так и внутри страны.
That's how you would camouflage in the winter, right?
Части постоянной готовности. В ходе проверки будет отработан широкий спектр задач. Это совершение марша на большие расстояния, на незнакомые участки местности, на которых будут выполняться задачи по взятию под охрану различных объектов, занятие огневых рубежей, выполнение огневых задач, тактических задач. То есть задачи будут поставлены, исходя из анализа
Oh man, dude, I can't understand you, man.
на Украине.
Okay, so yeah, they're even up in the white gear. I know this is for training, but obviously they're preparing for something. They're definitely preparing for something. They were deployed 8 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. A large convoy of Belarusian troops were spotted 8 kilometers from Ukraine. The Belarusian army published a video of movement of large convoy of forces of the 38th Airborne Assault Brigade, which is considered one of the most elite units in Belarus. Exactly where this is now. Wait. This is now is unknown. The time he was spotted near the settlement of Yozovo, which is over 8 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. It is also noted that Russia continues to transfer T-80 tanks for TOR anti-aircraft systems and other equipment to Belarus. Military personnel of the 11th Separate Mechanized Brigade, performing tests as part of sudden conflict. Can we get some snow over here? Wow. Crazy. He said no snow from where I'm from. No more snow in Colorado. No more snow. Colorado has seen enough already. Man, Ohio has, we had like 2 snow days and they didn't even stick up here in Northeast. I ain't seen no snow since last winter, to be honest. Like some actual snow? Nah, it's gone. It's just been cloudy and foggy. Different videos just showing you guys. Y'all notice something? It always look cloudy over there. Always in Europe, it looks super cloudy. I guess certain areas, I guess. This is in Belarus. Well, it is in Central and East Europe. Ah. Call it a death cloud, right? Oh yeah, they really getting ready. They really getting ready. These is actually some drills. Looks like Britain right now. Yeah, I know, right? Damn, they're really getting ready for war. Yeah, I know. It hit -15 in UK the other day. Wow. That's crazy. That was interesting. Oh, they got another one. Dang, they got a lot of videos today. But yeah, y'all get the point. They're preparing. They're getting prepared for war with Ukraine. Some of these are probably recycled. Yeah, a lot. The surprise inspection is the latest Belarus exercises other military actions which are causing a concern in neighboring Ukraine. The inspections would include almost all commands of the armed forces, but initially these units would be the first to be called upon to take action in the event of any escalation, either on the Belarusian border or inside the country. In context, a military unit assigned to task of securing a target on the southern border. He continued, adding that the missions were determined by analysts together with the Russian leadership. Western analysts say Belarus' small army lacks the strength and experience to make a decisive difference, but the risk that it might intervene from the north is another headache for Ukraine, which is focused on fighting Russian forces in the south and east. Belarusian defense ministry said earlier that as part of the exercise, soldiers would quickly move to predetermined areas and build bridges across the Neman and Berzina rivers in the western and eastern Belarus. During this time, it is planned to move military equipment and personnel and temporarily restrict the movement of civilians, or citizens, I should say, on certain roads and areas. Wow. Boy, that was a lot. That was the only article I have not read today. That's why I went through that one. I was like, oh, crap. The other articles are the ones about Serbia over here. The morning of you guys about Serbia. This one ends up translating. Because Albania is pretty much preparing for war. 0 hour, Albanians seize power in Serbia North Mitrovica. The Serbian tanks and heavy artillery on the border with Kosovo. Fighters and helicopters fly to the border with Kosovo. So that's another standoff. This will be a standoff between the West and Russia again. As I said, probably a million times in this. If I don't do recaps, I probably should stop repeating myself because I think they get it. But yeah, this will be another standoff, and this is another standoff that is breaking off right now. I just wanted to put this on here because I'm gonna keep you guys updated as the 48-hour deadline is pretty much about to be up at any moment. So get ready. Can you scroll down at the home page? Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Let me just go to the home real quick. And I'll translate it real quick. right, should be translated. Statements of the Russian commander: we cannot continue war by conventional means. Our resources have limits. Russia is unable to defeat NATO bloc without using nuclear weapons. Okay, yeah, that was what we read earlier. Gunpowder in the Mediterranean with joint letter from the UN, Turkey, and Libya. The Athens agreement is canceled. I wonder if that's about to really break off like bad. 40 nuclear reactors operations to prevent power outages. American conservatives, U.S. ready to deliver Donbass to Russia. Red lines fade. Wait, what? That came out today too. I'm glad you told me to go down. I do read these side articles sometimes, but you know, sometimes they just be so short. That I just, I never really put them up. But yeah, I do need to start reading back into these. American conservatives, U.S. ready to deliver Donbass to Russia. Red lines fade. The message to Zelensky. The U.S., Joe Biden, and his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, have said that they will continue to support Ukraine's territorial integrity. But a few days later, the first difference in interpretation from the United States president's words have appeared by reports of American conservative. After the contest with Russia, the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, went to Kyiv, unofficially urged Ukrainian Zelensky to negotiate with Russia and refute the public rejection of peace talks. American openly calls Ukraine to negotiate, and Zelensky may agree to compromises on Ukraine's territorial integrity. The Ukrainian president had earlier said that he'll discuss the status with the disputed eastern territories. In December 2021, even before the start of the military operation, Zelensky did not rule out the referendum on Donbass or even Crimea. It also referred to the future of the regions in March, while the special military operation in Ukraine had begun. The original objective was to force Russian troops to return to the positions that they had held before the start of the special operation, was placed by a demand by the restoration of Ukraine's full territorial integrity. Sullivan advised Zelensky to focus on real goals as soon as possible, which the Wall Street Journal reported. Oh, so this is a big one. Red lines fade. Germany has said it will support any red lines drawn by Ukraine. At the same time, Germany considers it unrealistic that Russian troops will completely abandon all occupied territories. According to German officials, if Ukraine attacks Russia to seize Crimea, the Kremlin will be forced to immediately use weapons of mass destruction, regardless of the consequences. Moscow will not hesitate to hit all targets that may pose a threat to Crimea. Wow. It is becoming increasingly obvious that to the West that Russia will retain Crimea and Donbass areas it controlled before the start of the operation. Parties may agree to negotiations on this issue later. The current priority is a ceasefire, points out extremely interesting articles of the American magazine. All right. On that note, I think it'll be my time to jump out of the YouTube live. I got a couple more things to do. So peace can still be an option. Yeah, if Ukraine ever agrees to let Russia keep the territories that they got. But I don't think that's going to bring peace, because I think Ukraine's just going to disrupt that anyway. They already said they will never let that happen, just like Russia would never give back all those territories. It's kind of like a stalemate right now. Nobody wants to back down. But thank you all my YouTubers and TikTokers for coming here and listening to the live. I know Off Grid is about to go live soon, and I will be in his live to watch him go live and see what he has to talk about. Remember our golden rule: love, unity, and peaceful life. But on top of that is preparedness and awareness. Don't be scared. Be prepared and stay aware. I will be seeing you guys soon. Peace.